Hey boo, and welcome back to my channel, She Read That. So back in 2020, I decided I wanted to read more. And so with a couple of my friends, I started our own virtual book club. And from that, a love of reading flourished. And here we are with She Read That. Today, I will be talking about the books that I read in November. And also, I want to talk to you about what I'm planning to read in December. So let's get into it. The first book that I read was Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas. So November, it was my birthday month. And I learned about this book from a fellow YouTuber. And I said, hey, why not? Baby, I was not prepared for this book. I rated this book 4 stars. So let me tell you a little bit about my rating scale. So if I rate a book 5 stars, that means did not want the book to end. The book was excellent, A+++++. If I rate a book 4 stars, then that means that the book was good. It was a solid read. Love it, right? 3 stars, the book was okay. It had some parts that I really just wasn't jiving with, but overall it was okay. 2 stars, okay, we're cutting it close now. And then 1 star, you're not going to hear about those books here because we don't do that. 4 stars for Birthday Girl. So let's go into the characters. We had, because this won't be a full book review, but I just want to tell you a little bit about it because it was really good to me. So we have the main character. Her name was Jordan, and she's 19 years old. And so, after high school, you're going through that phase and trying to figure out what's what, who's who, and how you're going to move about in adulthood. So she has this boyfriend. Her boyfriend's name was Cole. Yes, his name was Cole, and they actually lived together. So they lived together, and they were hitting some rough spots because Cole, he wasn't quite ready to grow up like Penelope was. She was a little more mature for her age. And just one day, she went to the movies and she met this guy. And she was just like, oh God, this guy, he's cool. I wouldn't mind dating him or seeing him again and things of that nature. So Cole, her boyfriend, calls, and the man hears her say her boyfriend's name. And he's like, well, hold up. That's not Cole such and such, is it? And she's like, how do you know? Because that's my son. So she in here talking to Cole's dad. Here's where it gets juicy. I'm not going to give you all the details, but in pursues Cole's dad and Jordan in this full-blown, forbidden type relationship. Should I tell my son? Should I not tell my son? Because in the end, yes, Penelope and, not Penelope, that's freaking Arthur. Jordan and Cole, they do end up breaking up. And Penelope ends up getting with his dad, and it's just, if you can get past the age gap, which that kind of threw me at times, I was just like, that's disgusting. If you can get past that, whew, this book it was hot. It was very steamy. All right, so next, I read Butterfly 4 by Ashley Antoinette. 5 stars. And let me just go back real quick because I am a fan of Ashley Antoinette. And I just learned recently that she writes books with her husband. And so that's pretty cool. I might check out some of those books as well. But I've read all the Butterfly books. Once we read the first one in book club, I couldn't get enough and I had to read them all. And so Ashley Antoinette, she's developed this whole universe. And it has these different characters, and you can read her books as standalone, but they all kind of intertwine with each other. So as you read another book, you'll be like, oh, okay, that's why that character was like that. Or, okay, now I'm understanding better, or this makes sense. But Butterfly 4 gave what need to be given, and I'm here for it. Now, if I could say anything about the book, I would say I went into reading the book thinking that this would be the last book of this series, but it's not. There will be a Butterfly 5. There has to be. The way that the book ended, there has to be a Butterfly 5. I mean, Morgan, Amik, Messiah, and then that's the love triangle that the book is like at the core of the book. But then you have these spin-off relationships, because you have Issa and Arya. That's a spin-off relationship. And then you got the dad, Ethic, and his wife, Alani. And then you have Ethic's daughter, Bella, and her boo, Henny. And it was a lot going on, but I was here for all of it. It worked for me. It worked. I loved it. And then, I had a couple kids in there. They was doing stuff. But the relationship part was, it was, chef's kiss. Enjoyed it. Next, we have Behind Her Eyes by Sarah Pinborough. So that was my book club read for last month. And I gave that book 4 stars. Didn't really think that I was going to get into it like that, but I got into it. Behind Her Eyes is centered around basically three characters. So you have the wife, Louisa, and then you have her husband. I don't remember his name. That's fine. But you have Louisa, her husband, and then you have Adele. So it's like a love triangle, but actually it's a square. Yeah, it's a love square. Is that a thing? So you get it. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, the book, it really doesn't pick up until like the 30th chapter. And so if you're out there and you're thinking about getting that book, start reading at the 30th chapter and let me know if it works out for you. Because if I had anything to say about that book, I would say that those first 30 chapters, 25, 30 chapters, I don't feel like they were needed. But maybe if you started at the 30th chapter and you read on, you're like, oh, something's missing. Then okay. But it picked up, baby. 40, it was mouth wide open. Great. I enjoyed it. And yeah, it's kind of open to where another book could come out. I'm excited though, because I hear that it's on Netflix. I hope it's still on Netflix. I have to check that out. But I want to check out the miniseries and see what that's about. But Behind Her Eyes, Sarah Pinborough. Well, that is all the books that I read for November. I mean, it seems like it was just a little short list, but I was busy, baby. November was quite the busy month for me. So I'm proud of myself for getting those done. But let's talk about December, because I have high hopes for all the books that I am planning to read in December. First, we're going to start off with Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. Very excited for this book. It was published in November of 2022, so just a little while ago. The genres are African American, romance, contemporary, and marriage. So those are the things that the book, some of the themes that surround the book. Why did I choose the book? The cover. I mean, look at it. She's beautiful. And then Beyonce, because Before I Let Go, I had to read it because I was like, well, what's the tie-in? And I just couldn't get this song out of my head. And then thirdly, everybody that I was following on Instagram, they're raving about this book. So I was like, well, what's all the fuss about? Let me check it out. So here I am. It's on my TBR for December. Next, we have Whiteout. So it's funny because in my notes, I put Whiteout by a bunch of people. Well, actually, it's by 3 popular authors. You have Dhonielle, Clayton, Tiffany D. Jackson, and Nick Stone. They're very popular in African-American fiction writing, and this book was published in November of 2022. The genres that surround this book are young adult, Christmas, contemporary, holiday, and some LGBT themes. Looking forward to that. Picked it because all those authors stand on their own, so I was curious to see what they would do together. And I heard that the style of the writing for that book is very different than what I'm used to. I did pick up Blackout, which is another book that they wrote together. Didn't finish it, but I'm going to give Whiteout a try because I'm a little more mature in my reading. So we shall see if I can't get through this book. Next on my TBR, we have A Merry Little Filthmas. You heard me. A Merry Little Filthmas by Nicole Falls. So this book was published in January of 2020. And this is new for me, reading a book that was independently published. So I'm actually gonna have to buy this one, y'all. Can't get it on Libby. Can't get it on Audible. Gonna have to buy it. And that's fine, because we love to support. We're gonna support. The genres for this book is Black African-American erotica, Black African-American romance fiction, and holiday romance. And why did I choose this book? Holiday, erotica. I mean, period, poo. That's why I chose the book. Holiday and erotica, period. Next, so number 4, I am looking to read A Merry Little Cute. Oh, no. So number 4, I am going to read A Merry Little Meetup. No. And I keep saying that. A Merry Little Meet Cute. And I don't get that. So I'm hoping that as I read the book, it's going to be more second nature for me to say that, because I feel like that's incorrect grammar or something. I don't know. But anyway, it's by these 2 authors, Julie Murphy and Sierra Simone. It was published in September of 2022, and the genres that surround this book are romance, Christmas, LGBT, contemporary, holiday, and fiction. Why did I choose this book? Well, I heard that the main character is plus size, and I love that for us. Let's go. Thank you for tuning in, and if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button, like this video, and let me know that you're feeling this content. And until next time, bye.